Good afternoon. Good afternoon, YouTube. What's up? Coming back to you with another video. This video is a bit personal. It's about myself and my growth and wisdom, and hopefully it can help somebody else. So let me get right into it. Years ago, I'm gonna say almost 25 years ago, I found this book somewhere. I don't know where I found it at, but I read it, okay? And I ended up losing the book because my friend, I was reading at work at the time, and not my friend, but my co-worker saw it, and he said, "Can I read it after you read it?" I said, "Yeah." So I let him read it, and he ended up quitting, or he got fired or something. I never heard from him again. He didn't try to give the book back or nothing. Never saw him again. So that's that. I'm not going to tell you the name of the book. You'll probably get the name if you just look up the author, because I got to tell you his name, okay? But I don't want y'all to go and purchase that shit, especially since I found out some new information about this person that supposedly wrote this book. So the book was about encouraging black men, particularly black American men, to seek non-black wives and relationships. The man did a whole book on it, on his opinion, his theory, or whatever. And he even provided resources where to find particularly Asian women. All right. So he didn't promote black men with white women. He was promoting black men with Asian women. And I don't remember everything that he talked about in the book, but a lot of it was generalized, stereotypical, and it offered our men no space for accountability in their relationships with the women of their own people. So one particular thing that he said stood out for me. I never forgot it. I mean, I absolutely never forgot it. And in this book, where he was giving men, our brothers, all kind of reasons to let us go and seek Asian women and blah this and blah blah that, he said, this is what he said. I'm re-quoting it. Maybe not exactly how he wrote it, but I'm rephrasing it, okay? He said, black women, the reason why black women are the way they are is because of black men. But then he says, but there ain't nothing we can do about that now. Let them go to the wilderness or the jungle and fight lions. He didn't say, you know what, if you got a woman and she has some redemption qualities, keep her. He didn't say nothing like that. He just straight out let her go to the jungle and fight lions, after admitting his words that black women are the way they are because of black men. Now, I'm sure all of us are familiar with the so-called gender war going on right now. Is both sides at each other's throat all over social media. All right. But when it first started, it was one-sided. It was brothers coming at sisters. I mean, unprovoked and relentlessly coming at us. We didn't have to say anything about them. We didn't have to do anything particular. I mean, just coming for us. Coming for our hair styles, our makeup. The fact that we're trying to make it in this doggone world like everybody else, coming for the fact that we've been to school and finishing degrees and trying to open businesses. I remember on a few occasions when at this particular time and some years ago, sisters was talking about and posting their travel, them traveling together in groups and having fun. Didn't say nothing about no doggone man. But here come certain brothers, a lot of them too, enough of them, too many of them, talking about, look at how she's spending her money and she's the reason why we can't build a nation. And yeah, you strong and independent. That's why you ain't got no man. And that's why you didn't go out with all kind of evil stuff they were saying just because we were taking trips, going out of the country, visiting other countries and domiciles, and taking pictures and videos and sharing it on their own personal media spaces. Never said anything about black men. That it was about them and their happiness and exploration of the world. And this is how brothers came at them. So now you have people like Cynthia G, the Queen Maker, another one, Matrix Exposed, and Cynthia G had, oh my God, she said a lot of things I didn't really care about, but she really pushed me away, telling black women to abort the boys that they're carrying. Talking about if you find the sex as a male, abort it, and all that. Queen Maker calling brothers out their name, and oh Lord, Matrix Exposed. Oh my goodness, she had to take her videos off the net. She had to take them off of YouTube because they were people were constantly, particularly men, but the women too, I'm pretty sure, complaining about them. Ooh, this girl was calling black men all kind of names, and she's very articulate in how she says things, and she know how to put string stories along, and she's a good, she makes some good YouTube videos. But she says something, oh Lord. But the thing that I can say about the sisters, and there are more of them, I just can't remember, those are the main ones. The sisters who are biting back, is that they're biting back from pain after years listening to the heartless things that black men have to say of black women, being dragged, laughing, allowing other races to come in and talk down to us too. How do you do that? Where are they getting this from? What's going on? Because this is not natural. This is not natural. So women are responding to our pain, and we're fed up, tired of taking that step, that mess, sitting down. And even me, I would talk back too, because I'm a social media enthusiast. I stay on social media, so I've seen all of it. I've seen darn near all of it, and I've been seeing this stuff for like 20 years. It started with this place, this domain they used to call themselves blacktown.net, and they used to say the most horrible things about sisters. And then from there, it seemed like the sentiment started spreading wildly. It's in the music. Money over bitches. Bitches ain't nothing but hoes and whatever they were saying, all kind of negative things. They've been just crucifying black women for the past 30-some years. I mean, crucifying. So I understand sisters biting back. And like I said, I started biting back personally. You know, I ain't never put brothers down on my YouTube channels. I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to do YouTube videos where a lot of people all around the world can see them and get a hold of them and see me doing that. But personally, like if I'm on my Twitter post and I see this dragging and this hateful and demonic mistreatment of black men by particularly black women by particularly black men, I go toe to toe with them, and I'm gonna still go toe to toe with them. I'm still checking, but I've learned to check, to do it differently, to make sure it's not generalized, and I'm attacking that particular person. I'm attacking them, and make sure that it's not black men in general. Just to get you people from my ethnic group, I'm specifically talking to you, just to give you some heads up. There is something called racial protocol. Please learn it. You do not slander your race of people in public for the world to see. If anything, you take up for us. You speak up and speak out for us in public. Now in private, that's when you can check us. That's when you can deliver some constructive criticism. But in front of the world, no, you don't do that. Okay? Don't do it. I don't care how angry you get, do not do it. So I don't engage in those politics. I pretty much always had the sense to. I could have tried to build a platform like Cynthia G's or the other ones. That's what I could have. I choose not to do that. Generalizing and talking to all black men. Now I might do a video dragging one. I might drag him, but I'm not going to drag all black men for the doggone whole world to see. So let's go back to this book. I decided recently to do something that I never thought to do in almost 25 years. I decided to look up the name of the writer of this book. Okay? I'm kind of back and forth. At first I said I was going to say his name. But all y'all going to do is look him up. And I said I'm not trying to help him sell no books. I make up my mind. I'm not going to say this man's name. So I looked up his name. And you know what I kept getting? I did not get what I wanted originally was a picture. Instead, I started getting pictures of Jewish people, and I got pictures of Africans came up when I Googled this person's name. So, of course, a lot of people didn't come up because his name is not very popular. All right? But the ones that I did, all Jewish. Not even Hebrew Israelites, straight Jew and Africans. So let's go back to this book in my original perception. After reading that book, I was mad. I was, well, you know, I ain't gonna say I was mad, but it was kind of upsetting. And I blamed black men for that book. Or rather, a black man. Look at just another brother. Look at here. Another brother hating on his own race of people and writing a book so everybody in the freaking world can read it and hear about how horrible he thinks the women of his own race are, and how he wants them even provided resources at the end of the book where they could meet up with Asian women from different nationalities and ethnicities. But why? I mean, like, okay, you gonna write this book. You bold enough to write it, but you're not bold enough to put your face on it. I couldn't find his face nowhere online. But the thing that's triggering me is why are Jewish, quote unquote, Zionists and Africans coming up, mainly Jewish. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think a black American man, I say American, but just so y'all, I just want to use terms that y'all are used to. I blame a black man. Look at this black man. Here's another example of how ignorant they are to make such a slanderous book about the race of their own women, just to find out that the writer probably wasn't even a black American man, if he was black at all, or if he was even a man at all. You know what? Now, I don't believe that one of our men wrote that American. I don't believe that. I don't believe our ethnicity wrote a book like that. I'm just, it kind of like, it's bothering me a little bit, because me, myself, and us in general, really, we're quick to pick up something and use it against each other without knowing what the source is, looking at the source. What's happening between black American men and women is not natural. Something from different places, from different avenues, something is fueling it. Something is rabble-rousing this. This can't be our original, originally came from us. This gender war. It can't be somebody, there's an evil hand. There's a puppet master involved. And then for this book to have been, out for at least almost 25 years, I'm pretty sure a lot of our men have written it, thought it was from men from their own ethnicity, and probably ran with it. And it wasn't that at all. It was just another vehicle to control us in a way that doesn't benefit us at all, tears us apart, puts a wedge between us, destroys the trust between us as a people and gender. If you think that there are not any outside provocateurs who are like I said, being the puppets, who are puppet mastering this whole thing, you're not thinking. You're not trying to do your research either. So I'm just learning this, and I'm amazed at myself. But I'll admit, I've come from a place where if something sounded good, I ran with it, especially if it was from the so-called conscious community. For the most part, I ran with it. I didn't get too deep now. So I stopped doing that, but I had to make myself consciously aware that I was doing that in the first place. Something is orchestrating this divide. But guess who the main puppets are that's relentlessly dishing out these attacks and disrespect against their own race of women, and everybody around the globe sees it. Black men, let's just be honest, don't get mad. at me for saying it. Brothers, they doing it. If you would stop it, if y'all would stop, if there were no more Tommy Sotomayor's coming up, if there were no more Tariq Nasheed, I remember Nasheed from 12, 13, 14 years ago. He used to talk about pimping. He used to drag sisters too. I remember in a video, I saw him move his mouth and say, tell him, talking to black men, talking to our man, if you get with a biracial woman, make sure her mother is not black. I saw him say that. I saw it come out of his mouth on a YouTube video. And I saw so many others, and I ain't never liked that booger. In order us to keep another Kevin Samuels and all the other ones trying to take his place from rising, you guys have got to decide to stop it yourselves, and also check these brothers that are doing this to the women. You got to step up, brothers. You're not stepping up enough. I've been hearing a lot more of y'all stepping up and saying something against what's been happening to our women, but not enough. It hasn't been militant enough, and you have not met these males prepared to do battle enough. You kind of been very, for the most part, you've been very quiet. So your cooperation makes you guilty too. So I just wanted to point that out. When you're hearing certain things from certain people, and especially if they're not showing their face or whatever, you want to do some background checks. You want to check that person's background. You might find he's coming from a place of pain himself. You might find he's an agent. He's actually getting paid to do what he's doing. Like, I believe Tommy Sotomayor was getting paid to do what he did. I know the rappers are. All right. So I just wanted to make a video about this to let y'all know that what's going on among our people is not, for the most part, most of it is not being initiated by us, but we're picking it up and running with it. Be safe, be woke, be open, and stop letting people control you and make you say and do things and act in ways that you would have never considered had they not snuck into your surrounding, whether it's social media or your groups, and consciously encouraged you, consciously and subconsciously encourage you to do so. Okay, so be smart, be wise. Peace. Please like and share this video. I appreciate you so much. Good day.